Welcome to this highlight. It was the first convergence of cabinet since it was reconstituted by the President of the Republic, bringing in new faces and maintaining some old ones. 15 of those ministers have been sworn into office at the ceremony presided over by His Excellency, the President, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh, on Monday, 13 February 2012 at State House in Banjul. They all took the oaths of office, allegiance and secrecy, pledging absolute loyalty to state and leader.
Oath for the due execution of the office of Minister of Tourism and Culture. I, Jammeh'S do swear that I will execute the functions of the office of Minister of Tourism and Culture of the Republic of the Gambia without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the Constitution and other laws of the Gambia, so help me God.
Oath of allegiance. I, Fatunde Gay, having been appointed to the office of the Minister of Forestry and the Environment of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of the Gambia according to law. So help me God.
Oath of secrecy. I, Lamin Wajuara, have been appointed to the office of Minister of Local Government and Lands of the Republic of the Gambia. Do swear I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Among them is Jammeh'S, the Minister of Tourism and Culture, Mambure Njai as the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Abdul Koli, Minister of Fisheries, Water Resources and National Assembly Matters, Dr. Mamadou Tangara as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad, Dr. Mariama Sar Sise as the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Fatou Lamin Faye as the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Tenengba Jete as Deputy Minister of Petroleum, Keba Toure takes up the Trade, Regional Integration and Employment Portfolio, Fatou Gay as Minister of Forestry and the Environment, Serif Gomez as Minister of the Interior, Justice Lamin Jobate as Attorney General and Minister for Justice. Meanwhile, the one-time opposition strongman and a critic of the Gambian leader Lamin Wajuara takes up the local government portfolio, Aliu Jammeh as the Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Owens is named Deputy Minister of Agriculture, and Francis Leighton-Boch as Deputy Minister of Works, Construction and Infrastructure. We now follow the proceedings of the remaining part of this program, chaired by the Secretary to Cabinet, Sekou Gassama.
Your Excellency, all the ministers present here today have been sworn in, and as customary, we have statements made by newly sworn in ministers. In conformity with that and with your kind permission, I would now like to call upon the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Honorable Mambure Njai, to make a statement.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh, Secretary General, colleague ministers, Secretary to Cabinet, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, after thanking the Almighty, I would like to congratulate all of you, the old guard and the new guard. For the old guards, I said congratulations, but we have a whole lot of work to do. The standards, the bars have been raised. The confidence that the President has demonstrated by calling us back, it is not going to be an easy task. Your Excellency, may I respectfully inform you that we will not take this for granted. Looking at the composition of the new cabinet, I can describe it as a combative cabinet. Combative in the sense that you have laid before us the program for accelerated growth and employment. We have the Millennium Development Goals. We also have Vision 2020. It is a country not endowed with the resources that other countries are endowed with. What we're endowed with is people who are committed, with a dynamic leader. The human capital aspect of it, I think we will continue to utilize. Over the years, we have been working very hard, but I think the transformation that you have been calling for, you've categorically make it very clear to us it cannot be business as usual. I can assure you that with the experience that I have had with the old guard, that is, we are consulting, we are a family, we trust each other, we're open to each other. There is no way that you can have a family where everybody will agree at all times. But for the new guards, I can tell you, we agree to disagree. Our doors are open. What we've had currently, there is no honeymoon. No honeymoon in the sense that the president has just launched the program for accelerated growth and employment. And I think my staff will take their time to put all of you together to explain to you in detail what this program is all about. But in a nutshell, it's a transformative program. And I think once you are coming more and more closer to it, you will understand the dynamics of it, what the president is calling for. And I think what I have seen today, all of us taking the oath of office here, pledging our allegiance, the oath of secrecy, the mandate that the Gambian people have given to our dynamic leader is not like it is on him. It is us as a cabinet. A while ago he said, many are called, but few are chosen. We are the few that he has decided to trust, and we cannot afford to betray that trust. In the process of executing our duties, I think my experience is that you can always go to him for guidance, you can always go to him for suggestions. Believe me, he is accessible. But one thing that I can tell you, that once you're able to do your work properly and consult as a family, you will definitely achieve success. How do we define success? It is what we can do collectively as a family. Your Excellency, I think, again, as I look at the composition, I said it is combative cabinet because we have to work very hard to achieve what you have asked us to achieve. It's a high mission, a mission that I know you have always encouraged us, and you have always defended us, and you have always given us all the support. From the Ministry of Finance, I can confess to all of you that the turnaround that we have been able to achieve recently is not the Minister of Finance or the Governor of Central Bank. It is the President of the Republic. I think he has taken the leadership and he has directed us in a way that today, in addition to talking about the conducive environment, the peace and stability, the ability to be able to maintain without the dislocation of our macroeconomic variables in the face of a global crisis, I think the person that we should commend and give credit to is the President of the Republic of the Gambia, and that's His Excellency the President. Sir, as we pledge our allegiance today, as you always tell us, it is not about you, it's about the Republic of the Gambia, and you have consistently and repeatedly reminded us the Gambia is bigger than any of us. So whatever we do, let us factor the 1.7 million people and the Gambians, the friends of the Gambia that are living with us. These are considered Gambians. And in the process, we do make mistakes, but those mistakes shouldn't be costly. Again, when we work as a team, as a family, and always refer back to the drawing board, I think we can achieve whatever we want to achieve, i.e. PAGE, MDG, and Vision 2020 intact. Your Excellency, it is not a time for any of us to make any big statements. I think, if anything, this is not the time to celebrate. It is time for us to go to work. There is no honeymoon. By tomorrow morning, we've been sworn in today. Not even tomorrow morning, we've already started working. But we would like to assure you that we will continue to do whatever we are doing. The old guard, we are very familiar with each other. For the new guards, I can tell you there is nothing to be nervous about. You are in the right place and you have a mission. And I wish all of you, including the new and the old guard, God best wishes, and in the fulfillment of your high mission, God bless all of you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
I would now like to call upon Honorable Wajwara, Minister of Local Government and Lands, to make a statement.
I feel very humbled by the trust that you have bestowed on each of us. And I have no doubt, as the oldest member of the cabinet, and also maybe the only opposition member, I think the trust you have bestowed on us is a big challenge. And in that regard, I think the oath that we have taken speaks volumes. And therefore, we should desist from eye service and do everything that we can every time. This is in the interest of the Gambian people and the trust that you bestowed on us. For us, we know you have an approval rating as the leader of the Gambian people, unprecedented in the history of the Gambia. The last election results testify to the fact that today you deserve to be called the leader of the Gambian people. Everybody knows that you are honest, modest, dedicated, and devoted to the cause of the development of the Gambian people. And therefore, if you put this trust in us, we should stand by you all the time. There is a saying in Mandinka, we said, John Din Jong. And that means it is only people with slave mentality that will betray trust. Therefore, this is a big challenge to all of us. And we will stand by you through thick and thin and make sure that the objectives of your leadership and the love for this country will always materialize. And I can declare that today every Gambian is proud of what is being done in the Gambia. And even those who are in opposition, if they are honest enough, they know that the leadership has delivered beyond all expectations. And today, the Gambian people have desisted from what I call donkey politics. That is, if I hate you, I don't even look at your records. And truthfully, I will not acknowledge what you have been doing. But the results of the last election have manifested amply that the overwhelming majority of Gambians have trust in you, Your Excellency, and they will always stand by you. I have no doubt that even the coming parliamentary elections, the results will be landslide. And therefore, every Gambian will be secure and comfortable. And we should be able to achieve all the objectives, including the visions that we have for our country, materialize in peace and tranquility. And I thank you very much for our appointment collectively and the trust that you have in us. And we'll stand by you and make sure that we fulfill that trust, because trust is the most important thing. And once somebody has trust in you, then what you do is to go to any length to make sure that you fulfill that trust. So thank you. May God bless you. May you continue to lead this country, and may we stand by you at all times. Thank you very much.
I now call upon Honorable Fatunde Gay to make a statement. Thank you.
We are pleased, we are privileged, and we are honored to have been elected to this office. It is very, very important. And I am sure those of us who are coming in recognize the importance of that, because there are so many Gambians around, both in and out, but these are the ones that have been elected at this point or selected at this point to carry on what is expected of the Gambia to become tomorrow. We have the page in front of us. We're all aware of that. Those of us who are not aware would be obliged, I'm so, to read through the page. The MDGs have been there with us forever. And of course, Vision 2020. Maybe some of us have worked on it or not. At whatever odds, we must achieve what we want to achieve for ourselves, because it is ours, as has been put rightly through by by the Honorable of Finance, Mambure. It is ours, and the President is very confident with us and has the trust with us, and that is why we are here today. Therefore, we must not disappoint. What we need to do at this stage is to strive, familiarize ourselves with what is supposed to be familiar with. Some of us in office, like, I would be in my office. I've been in that office for a long time, but it doesn't mean that I know everything. I need to familiarize myself with those areas that I am not familiar with, and work as a team, because that is very important. With us here and with our areas where we will be going to, for transparency, accuracy, consistency, and completeness. And I think if we put our hands together, put our heads together, put our thoughts together, we would achieve what we want. I would, in my own personal capacity, I would promise that I have been working, and the work I've been doing, I'll try by all means and redouble it or triple it if it is possible, if age allows me. But I will do whatever I can to achieve that. And I am also certain that those of us who are today sworn the oath as new members of this cabinet would do the same. I thank all of you, and I thank the President on behalf of all of us here for this opportunity that he has given us, and we are pledging that we would continue to work even harder. Thank you very much.
I would now like to call upon Honorable Justice Lamin Jobate, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, to make a statement. Thank you.
I feel deeply honored for having been given such a rare opportunity, an opportunity which I would say can strike only once. And for it to strike only once would depend on how you perform. It will also depend on how you would hold on to the trust that is reposed and bestowed on you. In the sense that no trust is not something that you can sow and reap. It is not something that you can go and pick in the street or buy in the market. It must be earned. And once earned, you must live to expectations. Here we are all today, given such responsibilities. It could have gone to anybody else in this country as a citizen. But for my own part, I like to say that this is our country, our beloved country. This is all that we have in our lives, forever and ever. If things go right, we all enjoy. If they go bad, we all suffer one way or the other. As it is clearly stated in Mandinka, la bungola jano bika fo dabo koma. In other words, for the benefit of those that cannot speak Mandinka, a bed bug in your bed will not escape the house in which it is, if it is set on fire. So in other words, if we all live on to expectations and do the best that we can, although an eminent judge had said, how best is your best? That is the question. And that can only be answered by His Excellency the President. But I hope and I pray that we will all put up our weight to ensure that we live up to expectations. For my own part, I like to say further that we have a harder task in view of the economic development all over the world. We must stand to make sure that we don't suffer what other countries do suffer. We must stand to make sure that we don't ever become beggars. Beggars in the sense that we have to keep going and asking for aid at all times. In as much as we lack resources, we must try to create them. And to do so, there are 1,001 ways in which we can do that. The other area that I wish to mention is the issue of peace and tranquility in our country. I consider that very, very important, because without peace and tranquility, nothing can flourish. Nothing, no matter how rich or how poor you may be. That's the end of you. And like another eminent philosopher had said, which is commonly quoted in most law schools, I would say, and that is, the inn that shelters is not the end of the journey. The law, like the traveler, must be ready for tomorrow. I believe we are, and we shall all be ready for tomorrow. Because without planning for tomorrow, we will never excel, nor can we succeed in whatever we do. Finally, Your Excellency, I thank you very much for having the confidence in me, and I will endeavor to do the best and my utmost to make sure I live up to those expectations. Thank you very much.
I now call upon Honorable Fatou Lamin Faye to make a statement.
Let me join the previous speakers to express sincere gratitude to Your Excellency for the opportunity you've accorded us to be part of this cabinet, and to thank you most profoundly for the trust and confidence that you've bestowed on us. As alluded to by one of the previous speakers, there is no time to waste. From today, if we have not already done so, we should hit the ground running. As you know, the program for accelerated growth and employment, which has been recently launched, is for 2012 to 2015. So we have about 4 years to implement it. And it's aligned to the MDGs, whose target is to be accomplished in 4 years' time. And it's also aligned to our national blueprint, Vision 2020, which is also only 8 years away, which is not a long period of time. So if we have been working hard, we need to redouble our efforts to make sure that we reach the end successfully together. With the old guard, I think we had always worked as a team, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome the new members of cabinet and assure you of our support to make sure that you settle in your various positions as quickly as possible. The job of being a minister is a big challenge, but there isn't a challenge that is insurmountable. With our collective efforts, we will be able to operate effectively in our various positions. Honorable Mamburin Njai has said that it's important that we work as a team. We've always operated as a family in cabinet, and that's why we've been able to do what we have been able to do thus far. But I want to say that we should not limit the teamwork to cabinet alone. We should extend it to our various ministries to make sure that we build strong teams around us by way of getting the technicians trained and the enabling environment created for them to operate, so that together we'll be able to move faster than we have even set ourselves to move. I want to welcome all of us again, and I do hope that we'll be able to operate as a team, and bear in mind that no ministry is an island. We are all interconnected. We need to work together. We don't have a choice but to do that if we want to attain the objectives we have set ourselves in PAGE, the MDGs, and indeed Vision 2020. We have sworn to 3 oaths: the oath of allegiance, the due execution of office of ministers, and the oath of secrecy. I want to remind all of us that 2 oaths in particular, the allegiance and secrecy, will always stay with us, whether we are in or out of office. And in whatever we do, we need to make sure that we continue to remind ourselves of the oaths we have taken today and use it as our guiding principles. As has been said by the Honorable Minister of Finance, it's not a day for long statements, but to thank His Excellency the President for believing in us and identifying us amongst many and bringing us to be part of the cabinet. Your Excellency, we promise you that we will not let you down. We will continue to work together, and I would want to use this opportunity to enjoin all of us to know that if we come to your ministry or link up with you to partner, it's not that we are interfering. We just want to make sure that we all move along together. I have no doubts in my mind with the people I have seen around this table that we will be free to knock on each other's doors for advice, for support, and for partnership. Before I end my statement, I also want to say that we were all appointed based on trust. And I do believe that trust is something that is very difficult to build, but very easy to destroy. And I want us all to be mindful of that and don't let His Excellency the President down. We want to ensure that all of us see these 5 years to the end, and we can only make that happen by collectively and individually doing what is expected of us to the best of our abilities. Your Excellency, with those few remarks, thank you very much for giving me the floor and for the confidence that you have bestowed on all of us. May Allah the Almighty continue to guide and protect you. We know that you will provide us with your guidance and support whenever we need it, as you had done in the previous cabinet, because we do know that without your guidance and support, we would not have been able to achieve the little we have achieved so far. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for giving me the floor.
I now have the honor to call upon the Honorable Secretary General, Dr. Njogu Laminba, to make a statement.
Let me begin by congratulating the newly sworn-in members of Cabinet for this significant day in your lives, and to wish you all success to deliver as expected. I wish to also congratulate Your Excellency the President for the due diligence in identifying a very good team to assist in nation building. I wish and pray that the newly sworn-in ministers would not betray the trust and confidence you reposed in them. And I am convinced that they are good citizens that would work day and night for the betterment of this country, in appreciation and recognition of the fact that they have been chosen out of many to contribute their quota. I am very much reassured what I heard from them, from the previous speakers, committing themselves to the ideals and goals enshrined in our Vision 2020 blueprint. Well, honorable ministers, welcome to the family, where the head of the household is no other than Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya AJJ Jammeh. We are very much lucky to have a leader who leads by example, who is intelligent, who understands the issues, who is compassionate, who is generous, and an exemplary guide. For the old guards, those who are fortunate enough to continue in this new cabinet, this is a renewal of confidence and trust. You know the deal, and you know what time is it. It is a continuation of a journey that was briefly stopped to satisfy a constitutional requirement. Bearing in mind that time is definitely against us, we should not be reminded that if we were running at a speed of 100 miles per hour, we must now be cruising at 200 miles per hour. We must be ready to work extra hours, and that I mean overtime. And that I mean to come to work early and close very late. We should be always ready, the old guard, to guide and support the newly appointed ministers. Let us be checking on them to see how they are faring. And let's remember that this is a team, and if I may say so, a dream team. And if anybody scores a goal, let's remember it is the team that scores. And when we win, is the team that wins. And that team is the country. To the new members joining cabinet, we welcome you and want to ask you to feel at home. Remember the trust and confidence reposed in you. Somebody said that out of a population of over 1.7 million, you have been chosen, you have been identified to come and join the bandwagon, which is being driven at the helm by His Excellency the President to deliver a better Gambia, to deliver a Gambia that we will all be proud of. That when our young ones, our kids, and those that are yet to born, when they come, they will feel proud of the country that they would find. And we are the one that would lay that foundation, and it is our time to do so. The President, His Excellency, did not just wake up and choose you. He has gone through your records, and he knew that you can rise up to the occasion. So, get ready and roll up the sleeves and let's get to work. We don't have any more time left in our hands and our disposal. You have His Excellency the President, who is always ready to guide and direct your actions. You have your colleagues here that you can always consult and count on. Be sincere to God, be sincere to your leader, and be sincere to your country. And I want to quote His Excellency the President when he says, "Do what is right and fear nobody." Let your conscience be clear that what you are doing is the right thing for your country. Even where President Jammeh doesn't see you, understand that Almighty God is there watching you, whatever your actions are. When you put your nation above self, I am sure that this country will get to where His Excellency the President yearns or wants this country to be, sooner rather than later. His Excellency knows that we are not perfect as human beings, and we are bound to make mistakes in the process. But I'm sure, and you can all agree with me, that He is always ready to redeem us where we falter. And having Him as a leader out there watching us, we should be confident enough, comfortable enough to learn from our mistakes and from the mistakes of others. And where we know that we can't move or we can't go, we get back to Him as our leader, as our guide, to show us the way forward. Finally, as Honorable Fatlamin Faye has reminded us, I just want to re-echo that you have taken 3 oaths, prescribed oaths, and they are always binding, and then would follow you wherever you go. This is our country, and we have to to understand that it is to our interest to protect the interests of the country. It is our interest to protect our president, our leader. And it is our interest to protect one another. If we wish one another well, and we are ready to be by each other's side, I believe that Allah would have mercy on us and will make life easier for us, and then we will be able to deliver on what is expected of us. And we will lessen the burden on His Excellency the President. He has a whole country to lead, and he has chosen us to be at strategic places, strategic positions to support him. So let's take that responsibility seriously. And then let's know that there are others equally capable that could do the job. But it is our time, our chance to be part of history that has contributed to the success and development of this country. And once we know that and we understand that, His Excellency would have no cause, to come back and tell us what to do or what we are supposed to do. This is a responsibility that has been given to us. Let's grab it with all our hands and let's run with it and then deliver a Gambia that we will all be proud of. We wish you a successful tenure in office, and may Allah be your guide all the time. May you be protected from shaitan. May you be able to concentrate or understand the issues at stake. Not ourselves, but the nation. Let us look at the Gambia before we look at ourselves. And I wish to thank Your Excellency for the selection, the personalities that you've gathered here today, and giving them the responsibility to support you as you move the agenda forward. I thank you all, and I wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.